That's what's good about football, man. You get to meet friends, man, that last forever, lifetime.
Turning the family, my brother.
What up, winners, man? Welcome to another edition of the Taco Thursday with JK Podcast. I am your host, JK, and I'm all about helping you win in life by tackling different topics on each episode that deal with your careers, your relationship, and or your role as a parent. And today, man, I got some special guests joining me, and we're going to touch on all of those topics, man. We're going to talk about being a professional athlete, the transition from a playing career to life after ball, man, fatherhood. And we might touch on a little Deion Sanders, man, because that's very debatable in our little group me chat, man. And so, hey, I want to just introduce all my special guests. These my brothers right here. I'm going to go through them one by one, and then we're going to get this show started, man. Hey, my first guest, man, hails from Kentucky. I actually didn't know he was born in AZ, but we're going to let him claim Kentucky, man. Hey, from Kentucky, played at the University of Kentucky. Kentucky Blue, you see it on his hat. Kentucky Life, former NFL quarterback, man. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all help me welcome my special guest, Shane Bambino Boyd. Yo, what's up with you, Shane, man? My second guest joining me today, man. Hey, he from the crib. When I say the crib, I'm talking about the state of Florida. So if I say the state of Florida, you already know he got swag. I call him Mr. Sweet Feet. His nickname is Boom Boom Benson. Can you be toting the rock? Two-time Marina Bowl champ. I tried to give him one, man. Hey, top one, top two AFL fullback, but he not number two. I promise y'all, my boy be toting the rock. And he from a HBCU. FAMU, ladies and gentlemen, y'all help me welcome my brother Mykel Boom Boom Benson. My third guest, my boy hails from Detroit. You see the jerseys in the back, Mr. I-94 from an HBCU, North Carolina A&T. Let me get that right. Four-time Marina Bowl champ. Did I get that right, Tyre?
Yeah, I got four of them things.
Got four of them things. Looking like Jordan almost, man. Well, he got the LeBron going on. I know that's going to make Shane mad. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all help me welcome one of the hardest hitting players I ever played with. And I got to credit him for the amount of picks I got, too, because he be getting that pressure. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all help me welcome Tyre, Glasper. And last but not least, my brother, since day one, we've been roommates every road game. My dog, one of the most athletic players I ever played with in my life, hands like crazy. My boy hails from Texas, went to Texas A&M, three-time Marina Bowl champ, one-time IFL champ, Marina Bowl Defensive Player of the Year. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all help me welcome Arkeith, A.K. Brown. What up, A.K.? How you doing, bro?
Trying to make it, man. Trying to make it.
Hey. First of all, man, I just want to say thank y'all, dog, for being willing to come on my show, bro. Been a long time coming, man. I got love all y'all boys, man. Proud of all y'all boys and everything that y'all doing, man. Man, just kind of kick it off. Just let everybody know, man. I know a lot of Rattler fans, people that know y'all, man, from college, high school, been following y'all football career, but may not be knowing what y'all doing now, man. So it ain't no certain order, man. But hey, just tell the people, man, kind of what you're up to, what you're doing right now, man, in 2023. Anybody go first?
Right now, I'm in Oregon, Portland, Oregon area, Beaverton. I'm working at Nike headquarters. Was able to transition from the AFL right before the pandemic hit. Through the pandemic, was a stay-at-home dad, watching and helping my wife continue to excel at Nike. She started working at Nike about 4 years ago. Was blessed to be at home with at that time my first son. Then we had a second son. Was able to be with him throughout the end of the pandemic. And then was just blessed, man. Was blessed to be able to network, blessed to be able to meet some people, and then just ultimately some people took a chance on me. Wouldn't necessarily maybe call it a chance because I knew what I could do, but they took a chance on me. And here I stand, been working at Nike for 1.5 years now. I'm in footwear product testing for we call it global footwear now, but it's basically for lifestyle, the little, off the court non-performance drip. And just been a magical time, man. Been a blessing. And, you know, it's had its ups, it's had its downs, but where I stand at now, it's a blessing to be here. So that's what I got going on right now.
That's dope, dog. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying. We gonna coming soon, man. We're gonna get that shipment of Nikes one day. We're gonna wake up and all the Nikes gonna be outside the door. Shout out to Shane, man, and Misty, man, for real, man. And Mike, man, tell the people what you've been up to, bro.
Man, I've been up to a whole bunch of stuff now. Man, after 2019, I think that was my last season. You know, the pandemic hit, and you know, I went to go try to get a whole regular old job out there. Job market wasn't all that, so I went back to school. Got my nursing degree. It took me about a year and a half because I already had half of the prereqs on it. So now I'm a LPN part-time in the summer. And then now I just got a head coach job at a high school. You know, that's my ultimate goal anyways. That's what I want to do. So during the school year, I'm a teacher. And then, you know, this year I'm taking on my first season as a head coach at Heritage High School down here in Florida, Melbourne, Florida. I'm excited just to see what I can do, my leadership can do. And got a great staff and I got a great group of kids around me. I don't know if you guys follow me on social media. They don't like me in this county right now because all the kids want to come to my school. So they call me the Dion in this area, you know.
Hey.
You know what I mean? So I've been looking for my old Dion's. I still got my old pair of Dion's. So I might wear them first game of the season. I just got to go find them somewhere. So, but yeah, man, that's what I'm doing. I'm over here coaching, working part-time as a nurse. Got 3 kids now. Got one 11-year-old son that's taller than all of y'all right now.
Hey, about to be dunking.
He just won a tournament, their last tournament this weekend or today, actually this morning they won their last tournament. And then my middle son, he's out there just running wild, and my little daughter, she's making me have gray hair right now. But you know, then my wife, she's doing her thing out here as well. She, a nurse practitioner. So we living it good up here in Florida. We just got back. We was in New York for the last 3 years. So we back in here now. So
nah, that was up, man. Definitely, man. I was definitely excited for you when I seen you got a head coaching job, man. And being able to, I know your leadership skills are already translating and when, like you said, taking over the town, kids want to play for coaches that they like, man.
Right.
You show them that you care, and they'll do anything for you, man, especially at that age, man. So
exactly.
Congrats to that, man, for real, man. And Tyre, man, I know you're doing your thing, my boy, out there in North Carolina, man. How life been going, bro?
Man, everything been good. Same as everybody, man. Once the playing career was over, tried to make that transition. My last year was 2016. Then that fall, made that transition to come back to the East Coast, left Arizona, come back to the East Coast. And we landed in Charlotte and got into the academy, the fire academy, got through that and, became a firefighter. And for the last 6 years, been a firefighter, doing that, and everybody's doing good. Since then, since my playing time, I had another little one, Chris, right here. Like everybody know my oldest Gavin, he's 9, and Chris is 4. So that's the highlights of my day. If I'm not at the station fighting fires, I'm at home with the boys, with my boys and my wife, and that's what it's all. That's all it's been.
Nah, most definitely, man. Congrats on that. Like I said, man, I appreciate your service, man. Just, talking to Hendog, out there. I think he in line, man, to be a captain out there in AZ. I got actually real good friends with Jalen Ramsey dad. He's the captain out here, man, in Nashville. So like hearing all the stories, because I didn't really know all of what y'all see, bruh. On a day-to-day, you grow up, they fight fires. But then when you see like the stuff that y'all see, bro, and the stuff y'all do every day, man, I appreciate that, man. It's crazy because we went to North Carolina for the Clay. We're trying to see you, dog. And, it didn't line up. But, man, my fraternity brothers wanting to come up there so bad to see you, bro. Like, oh, man, because a lot of them firefighters like, nah, we need to meet them, bro. We want to give them our shirt. You can give them our. It's like, so hopefully, man, we can get back out there, bro, man. But definitely congrats on everything, man. And my boy, AK, man, out there in Texas, holding it down, my boy, boss, man. Man, how life been going for you, bro?
Hey, man, I'm blessed, man. Like everybody, after football, you transition. I moved back to Texas. This is my home. My dad had his own trucking business. I went into business with my dad. My dad ended up passing, and then I had to transition from not being able to do everything myself. So that business kind of went down. But I was blessed, to meet some people, and I was able to get into construction and start up a concrete business. So I'm out here in this construction, just taking it day by day, man. I got my daughter; she about to be 18. Trying to look for it and getting her into college and different stuff like that, man. So I'm just living my life, man. I can't complain, man. God has been good. God has been good to me, man. I just take it day by day, man, and just grind, keep my head down and grind.
Definitely, man. Wanted to, once again, man, praying for you. Sorry to hear about, your father, man. I know how close y'all was and seeing him at the game, bro. Man, just your whole fam too, man. And I know we talked yesterday. Glad to hear your mom doing well and your daughter, man. So, but just seeing a testament to like, your fortitude and being able to persevere, bro. Still grinding, man, doing your thing in business and life, man, and being able to stand strong for your fam. So definitely wanted to commend you on that, bro. And man, I want to commend all y'all, man, for doing an amazing job, man, of just what y'all doing, man. I think that when I honestly look at y'all, bro, I know the transition wasn't easy because, going through a transition myself, but I can say that, man, y'all boys made some smooth transitions. And like I said, I wasn't there day to day. I know my own transitional struggles, but because I with this podcast, I target young adults, man. And so talking about career transitions, because, playing sports or doing something for a long time and then having to transition to something totally different. Like, what do y'all believe individually for you was the key? Like, what were the steps or what was something that helped you make your transition that much better? And I ain't gonna get no order, so somebody might be gathering their thoughts. But if you're ready, go ahead, Tyre.
What's crazy about the fire service, like you said, Hen Dog, and like you said, you cool with Jalen Ramsey, Pops, and what's crazy about the fire service is exactly, it was an easy transition for me because a lot of it has that locker room feel.
Yeah,
it's the camaraderie. You're around these guys, 24 hours a day. So you got that locker room feel. Y'all laughing, y'all joking, y'all try. Same thing. We sweat together on the field. Then we'll go in the locker room and cut up and crack jokes. It's the same thing. We go out, we sweat each other on the job, and then we get back to the station. We cut up, we eat. Excuse me. We eat, we laugh, we play, we joke, we train, we do everything together. So the transition was it was fairly easy. Like even I remember even being in my interviews when I was trying to get on, and it was asking me, stuff about adversity and how can I transition into, becoming a firefighter, and how, and I just looking at like the same aspects apply to firefighting. It was like, saying with the discipline and the working out and the teamwork and, the camaraderie, all that. It was, so the transition was pretty fairly easy for me, I would say, and it still is. I love it. Like I said, I ain't playing ball no more, but I look at, fighting fire like playing ball.
No, that's real, man. That's crazy because you saying the same thing like Hendo, which we got to play with in AZ, bro. Said he was saying the same thing, like, bro, it's a locker room feel, man. So that's definitely a blessing, man. That you like give you that same feel and you around the guys, and so I know that's exciting as well. To me, that was part of some of the best moments was the locker room, bro. It wasn't even like it was the field was cool. But it was the locker room, dog. Floyd playing the music, adding the food. It was just the locker room vibe, man. So what about y'all though, man? Just as far as like what was that key for y'all as y'all transition? Like advice y'all could give to those that's listening or watch this.
Man, I'm gonna be straight up. The transition was not easy for me. Like it was a big struggle because I felt like at the time that I stopped playing, I was at the peak of my game. And I didn't want to give it up. Like I had a hard time giving it up. Like I wanted to play the NILs. I wanted to do all that, but I didn't want to play for that money. You know what I mean? The money they were getting. Like I just knew I was more for it. And So my wife, it was a big help. And then actually just talking to everybody, like I was talking to Tyre, I was talking to Shane a lot, you know what I mean? I was always talking to other people, just trying to figure out some things. And then my wife came, she was like, just go back to school, and get your nursing. Cause right now, at that time during the pandemic, it was hot, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
not to say that I'm not in love with being a nurse. I love what I do. But I knew I needed to be around football, and I think that's the reason why I transitioned to high school football. I already knew I wanted to be a coach, but the transition time for me it didn't line up for when I was ready to be like, all right, I'm done playing football. You know what I mean? There was that time, like every time I woke up, I was like, man, I want to go work out and get ready for the season. You know what I mean? And it just hit me not too long ago, like, man, I don't want to. I'm glad I ain't about to play no more because I ain't about to work out no more like that. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I go work out and keep my win up and all that stuff. But I was over there training with these young boys, and I went to go kick step. My knee gave out, and I'm like, oh yeah, I definitely ain't about to play. So, but the transition, man, like it. I think what really helped me is having my former teammates, my brothers, just kind of helping me through it. I know at the time Tyre was going through his transition for a firefighter. I was there for his graduation, so that sparked it a little bit too, because it's like, all right, I need to start thinking about what I'm doing next. Because at that time when he graduated, I think I was still playing. So that's what I was like, I need to start doing something. I need to figure it out because I don't know what I want to do after football. And a lot of these kids don't know. They don't know what they want to do after football. And I think that's the reason why I wanted to be in high school football coach. Yeah. Because a lot of these kids don't know. Like, they don't know what they want to do after this. And that's the hard part of being an athlete. You don't know what you want to do after being an athlete. And that's the hardest part. And people really struggle with it. And you know what I'm saying? And it took me a while to even cope with what I was doing. Because sometimes, like, as a man, I want to make the money for the household. I want to be that breadwinner. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not scared to say that my wife is the breadwinner. You know what I mean? So in the beginning, it was kind of struggling, but at the end, like now, I'm like, all right, I love what I do. I get to lead a group of men, about 75, 80 kids, and I see them smile, joke around. I be in the weight room with them. They keep me young and all that stuff. But that transition, if you don't have that circle, you don't have them brothers, you don't have that support system, that transition it's rough. I can't even lie. Like, even if you were I don't care if you got millions and stuff, you come playing in the NFL, like that transition is rough.
Nah, for sure, bro. I can relate to when you say hard transition out of your prime. Like, bro, when that last Arena Bowl, bro, and I just remember I got this picture. I was on my knee and I was just looking at a confetti drop. And man, I was 26. And I was like, bro, I'm in my prime. And it's crazy. I was just telling my dad this. It wasn't even a play I made, like a pick. It was I read a rub route. JK, come on, dog. I read a rub route, dog. Yeah. Motion dude came like he was going to pick the, the corner. And I didn't even go with him. I just made a smooth transition. I said, I was like, I'm seeing the game. It's too slow. And I'm like,
too slow.
I'm like, bro, I see everything, bro. And to be done at 26, dog. Like I struggled a couple years, like 4 or 5 years after. And now I didn't accept it. I'm done playing ball. But I struggled a lot of, like, not saying that I retired from ball. Like, I'm just like, man, my career stopped. But it's hard, man. Transition, especially like out of your your prime, man. What about y'all, man? Shane, AK, man, y'all want to share? Y'all got to share on this question if y'all want to, but is anything y'all want to share as far as like y'all transition, like what that was?
Well, I knew it was gonna come a time, where I was gonna have to transition, and in the off season I used to always come back home and work with my dad, work for my dad, and my dad was a big part of that, having his own company, having his own trucks, so yes, it was hard, man, not being out there playing no more, knowing you can play, knowing you can probably go win some more rings and stuff, but it was just, coming back home. I had land here, I had opportunity here to do stuff, so just coming back and start working for my dad, it was a smooth transition, but yes, I still I still think I can play now, but I know my bones ain't gonna let me play. But just having my parents here, man, having my dad here already established, so it was, I'm not gonna say it was the best, but I can't complain, man. God had a plan for me, and it was in my plan.
And I respect that, man, because I remember us having multiple conversations. You're like, "Hey, JK, man, I got a call from, this team. I got a call from this person. Like, man, I'm thinking about." And you like, "Man, but here in Texas, though, I got it set up, bro." Like, and so it's like having to make those decisions. Because I remember when it was me, I was like, "Okay, Arizona dropped out of AFL." I was like, I'm not trying to move to another state. Oh, my armpit sweating, y'all, boy. I'm gonna keep my arms down. I was like, I ain't trying to move to another city. You know what I'm saying? Just got married. So like I feel like, especially playing in the arena league or whatnot in life, like you got to start making decisions as you get older. And start thinking about and realizing when we playing, our careers are for us for the most part, right? Like we going out there, ain't no feeling like having a great game and that day after the game where you getting love, you reading about yourself. But at some point in time, like even if you could still do it, you got to think about other people, man, and how it's impacting them. And I know for my wife, like Brittany, it was a long distance relationship. So it's like, yo, like you gonna keep going to Arizona? Yeah, you can have success, you can win, but think about what it's doing to your wife. So yeah, man, I understand that, man, for real, dog.
And plus, like seeing my brothers, transition, and that also helped me too, watching y'all grow in life after football, so.
Nah, for sure, bro, for sure. What about you, Shane? Man, what you think you used, man, to transition?
Transparently, it wasn't a soft landing for me as I would have thought it was. And I think that's what initially out of the gate hit me the hardest, on top of not being in the locker room, on top of, even the aspect or the, when you look at, I go from, for one, being around y'all to moving out to Oregon. My wife had got the job at Nike. We had just, she had just started, and then helping her, supporting her as she continued to rise at Nike and climb the ladder. And then the pandemic hit. So I think it was an asterisk on my transition because of that. It wasn't smooth for nobody. I mean, it wasn't smooth for people who had jobs. It wasn't smooth for people who lost jobs because of the pandemic. So I think that those couple of years is an asterisk on everybody's life. So as we talk about this, for the people that were in and around that pandemic, it's a little bit different from people that, when we're not in a pandemic, right? But it wasn't as smooth as a landing as I thought it would be. And then being all the way out here with no family, no friends, when I say didn't know a soul, that was pretty difficult. And then the biggest thing for me, and what I would echo to anybody, and I was blessed to the Raiders, the Las Vegas Raiders brought me in, and I was blessed to talk to their team about preparation and transition, exactly what we're talking about. But the biggest thing that I told them, and I really drilled this home, was that one thing I think that we all probably would agree that we should have done better with is really zoning in on who we were more outside of football. And the reason I say that is that when we zoned in on, our interests, or what we forward thinking of, like, okay, what I want to do later on, with the access and the stability of whether, financially, or having a place to stay, or that type of stuff, we could have been working towards that in advance. And that was something that I can honestly say I didn't do, because we all think that we were going to play long. And then I was blessed to be in the pros 14 years. So when you have played through college and high school and all that, I mean, even as it sits here now, I played ball more of my life than I've been alive. But I never really looked at, okay, Shane, what do you want to be when football was over with? And I know the mindset I had was like, well, I don't want to be thinking about that type of stuff, because then I feel like it's going to take away from the grind and working hard, what I'm doing now, if I'm thinking about something else in the future. But it's something that I drill to anybody, any athlete. I ask them, what are your interests right now? Especially the guys in the NFL with the access that they have, is like, you need to start working on those type of things from networking, because everybody on this call knows there's a difference between when you're a current player and when you're a former player. it just hit different with the fans, with anybody that you
Coaches.
come across. Oh, I currently play for somebody.
Yeah.
They're going to lay it out for you. What can I do for you?
Yeah, what can I do?
You need, I'm on board. But then it's like, yeah, I was a Hall of Famer. I was an all arena, all American, all this, that, and other who used to play for so-and-so. They're gonna be like, oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. But
cool.
just the other day, it was the best thing since sliced bread. So when I speak on that is that I want people with the cliche to strike while it's hot. Because while you're currently playing, there's not many doors you can't get into. So you start to learn those interests in advance about, okay, this is what I might want to do one day. So while you're a current player, while you're in the midst of whatever that you're doing, let me use these resources to reach out to the front office. Hey, I want to be a pilot one day. Okay, bet. We flying out every week anyway. Let's go ahead and stop and talk to some people who are manager or somebody up at the airport. I'm like, you know what? Let's give you a little tour. We can do it as a media thing. We can record it, blah, blah, blah. But you start to develop that relationship, right? And they're going to welcome you with open arms. Heck, they're going to take you up in the plane and fly you around. You're going to have all this laid out. Heck, they're going to have events for you that they want you there signing autographs. You're going to get to know everybody at the airport. So when that ball does stop rolling, which we all know it will stop rolling one day, it's a smooth transition. And you know what all of them going to say when you're of good character? For one, they're going to say, when you're done, give me a call. That's what they're going to say. Yeah, some aspect of that, they're going to say that because you've developed that relationship in advance while you're a current player, right? Yeah. So then when down the road, it's more smoother. And that's something that I can't necessarily say that I did. So that made my landing a little bit harder. On top of the biggest thing is also, I think everybody can agree, was scheduling, learning how to do it on your own. Hey. Y'all know that we had our days mapped out for us from down to the minute. We had it mapped out. We knew when our day started. We knew when our day ended. We knew when we had break time. We knew when to, okay, this is the time that I can put in extra work. But that's in the framework of a team. But when you're out here in this world and you got to do it on your own, that's something I'm gonna tell you I struggle with. There was days I'm working here at Nike and I'm just sitting there like knowing I got a whole gang of work to do, and I'm just like,
yeah, hey, what to do? I need a schedule.
What I do? Ain't nobody here to say, hey, boy, do this. Now the thing about us, we're some of the hardest working, if not the hardest working people on the planet. But we were used to being told what work to do, and then we show up. So amazing. But now you gotta do your own scheduling and still show up. Oh yeah, I wasn't fully on with that. So I've had to condition myself to understand how to work. I had to condition myself to know how to give my wife time, know how to give my sons time. When do I do extra? When do I take a break? When do I leave it at work? When do I bring it home? And like, that ain't nothing that I don't even, to a certain point, I don't know if you can really prepare yourself for until you're in it. But there's certain things I think that there, you can start to practice it, right? And start to just little small pockets of, okay, let me start to learn these transferable skills that I'll need later on in life. So that was a big thing and a big hit for
definitely,
me.
Man. I hope they listening to you, bro. And it's crazy. When I went and got my master's, bro, and I had to register one, I went to when I had to do it all by myself, bro. I didn't know how to find my schedule. Financial aid, getting that thing set up. Like Brittany had to help me with it all because it was done for us. And that's when I realized, I said, bro, as a student athlete, bro, we get enabled, bro. They don't allow us to mess up. Not saying we want to mess up, but they don't allow us to learn how to do things for ourselves. And so then, like you said, when we have to do it on our own, we struggle. And everybody struggle, but we're too old to be struggling at that skill. You know what I'm saying? Like we should have that in our 19, 20, 21, 20. But when everybody doing it for you, it's man, I learned that, bro. Like you said, when I went to get my master's, dog, realizing how much was actually done for me. And I want to touch on something that y'all, I know Benson talked about just not being the breadwinner, right? which I have, right, experienced that myself. And then also you talked about Shane being a stay-at-home dad, you know, and we all keep it 100. We weren't making that type of money in the AFL. So our you know, significant others, our wives, was supporting us, you know what I'm saying? Or 9 times out of 10 making more money than us. Like when we talk about just being a man, being a father, I think it's a different mentality because a lot of time we grew up in the world watching videos, watching things where, oh, the man being a man mean you got more money. But you got, or you got all the money, or you the breadwinner. But you could be the breadwinner and treat your wife like crap, right? Like how do I know? Like for me, how I had to really truly understand what the definition of a man was, and to know that, hey, I still could do things, still could run my family, take care of my family, be the head of my family, even if I didn't make the most money, man. So just as men, like, what's y'all definition of men? How did you, if you went through that, how did you matriculate that? And what advice could you get a young man out there that's thinking that, oh, the only way I could be a man is if I'm making the most money? Like, we all want to be the breadwinner of our families, but like, how, if you ever go through that period of time, how do you still hold on to your integrity, your mentality, your mindset as a man, like that, hey, I still am a man despite if I'm not making the most money right now? And that's for anybody, though.
I think for me, one thing that I did is I love to pour into people, and that fills me up in so many other ways than any money or whatever could provide us, right? So I say that from the standpoint of I was in that aspect where, I mean, I had money, you know, I had some past monies and this, that, and other, be able to still contribute to the family when I was a stay-at-home dad, which y'all know that's a full-time job.
But that's a job, oh boy.
Your child for any little bit, like, I'll say this one thing, I got a respect for people who are stay-at-home parents. I don't want to do it ever again. Hey. Like, I'm good. I've done it for the 2 years in the pandemic, 2 years or so in the pandemic. And I said, oh no, I want to go to work. Like, yeah. I want to punch a clock. I don't want to be here. Love my kids to death, but I'm not trying to do this all day, every day. And especially in the toddler stage, because they're so needy. But one thing that, you know, in the midst of that, I was struggling to find ways to continue to contribute, even outside of the financial responsibilities that me and my wife had agreed upon. So I just chose to pour into my wife every day, that I found value in making sure that when she came home from work, or even in the midst of that, you know, when she was in the other room, you know, working from home during the pandemic, was, you know, I made sure everything was clean. I made sure, I'm not a big cooker, but I will maybe set up stuff for her to cook when she gets done. I made sure everything was just in order. I made sure I, you know, done my best to tire the kids out to where they're not trying to just jump on her when she comes out the room. I just tried to find value in pouring into others when I felt like, okay, if I'm not the breadwinner, or in my case, you know, she was just making more money than me at that time. And it was like, okay, what do I do? So my biggest thing was just, what can I do to help her, help us, selfishly help me to get through it? And I had my ups and downs. I would never say that I was depressed, but there was just, I had some thoughts that I had never had before, because I literally went straight from in the locker room with y'all to diapers and changing bottles in Oregon. In Oregon, you got to know where I'm at. No family, no friends, and we couldn't go outside. So I was by myself. And this, I'm speaking on my experience. I was by myself with my kids and my wife. That's all I had. I literally didn't have one friend. Yeah. Here, physically. No outlet. No outlet of any kind. Gyms closed, couldn't work out. Yeah. Couldn't really work out because I got the kids. So I really couldn't work out because I got the kids. So it was a lot going on. But it was, I found it, you know, just diving and helping her, is what enabled me to have some type of value until I was able to get my footing. And obviously, you know, I was blessed to find an opportunity that I'm still sitting in now. But yeah, it was just that's what I always default to. If I'm feeling any type of way, I'll pour into people. And there's never a bad time to do that. But really, if I feel like, you know, okay, I need a purpose, I dive into people.
And that's real. Which I know, Tyre, you said you about adding something in there.
Yeah, it was tough, like you said, making that transition, and like you said, we go from we weren't making a lot of money, but we was making a good little change of money. We was doing pretty good for what we had. Most of us had small families. If we had kids, and still everything was taken care of us when we playing for the Rattlers. We had the apartment, we had our food cards, we was getting paid. It was pretty much just
Living a life.
pretty much it was just like go ball, go ball and and have fun. So when it was trying to transition, like you said, most of our significant others already already was in their careers and already was established and doing what they was doing. My wife's been a nurse for over 15 years, and she's been making bread. When I first met her, she was making money. So like you said, so then when all that stopped, when football stopped, and like I said, we made that decision when we left Arizona, and I went back to Detroit, and we stayed in Detroit before I came down to Charlotte, because we were trying to figure out where we was going to be.
Yeah.
We were going to stay in Detroit, we were going to go to Indiana, where her family is from, and we was like, well, let's figure it out. And like I said, we ultimately landed on Charlotte, and even in Detroit when she was working in Detroit, like I said, I still had some money saved up from ball and all that. And then when we came to Charlotte, like I said, she can find a job. She's a nurse, so nurses get hired like that. They need nurses 24/7, 7 days a week. So she's like, it don't matter where I go, I'm gonna get a job. I'm thinking in my head like, okay, I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do. Was it going to be police department? Was it going to be fire department? I always wanted to be a firefighter. I always had that in the back of my head. So, once I got, an inkling of hope with, the fire department here, we said, forget it. Let's move to Charlotte. My father and my mother and my father was getting ready to move down here as well. So we like, let's do it. So came down here, she got a job, and like I said, I wasn't working, and she was working. So my man, and we had Gavin. So like I said, I fall into the stay-at-home dad thing. I was just like Shane. While she's sleeping, I'm cleaning. I'm taking Gavin out to the park. I'm make sure when she wake up, she got food to take. Food to eat, a lunch to pack to take to work, and stuff like that. And like I said, like you do your best. You try to go outside and jog. You do your push-ups. You try to do stuff to keep your mind busy because you're so focused on, hey, okay, through Monday through Friday, I know exactly what I'm doing. And then you get into a space where you're not in that space no more. Same thing, like, I came down here and I didn't just like Shane, bro. I came to Charlotte. I had nobody in Charlotte except my father. I had no friends, nothing like that. So like all I had was my wife, my son, my father, and my mother. And it's like, dang, so I literally wouldn't know what to do. I'd get up in the morning, like I said, take care of the kid, take care of the house and all that. My wife would have to work, and then I do everything. And it's like, boom, like I'm so used to conditioned to like, okay, at this time we're gonna do this, at this time we're gonna do this, at this time do this. And then you add that to the fact that you also not the breadwinner anymore. Like I never really was a breadwinner. Like I said, my wife, she always made money. So, but just the fact that I wasn't getting that type of money I was getting when I was playing ball. So it was tough, man. It was super tough. And it like you said, then you always in your back of your head, I'm the man. I'm supposed to be making money. I'm supposed to be bringing something in. I'm supposed to be doing this. I'm supposed to be doing that. But you also got to realize, like Shane said, it's other things. That's why it's a partnership. That's why you find that one that gives you that purpose. That what I was doing was helping her, was making her life easier. Where okay, yeah, it wasn't always easy, but the little things. Like I said, she didn't have to worry about the house. She didn't have to worry about the food. She didn't have to worry about was Gavin gonna be okay and all that, because she knew I was there and I got him. But it's like I said, it's just the mental part of it. Like they say, then little stuff will come up, and that's why we're with our wives, and because they always had our back, and they always was there to tell us, like, hey man, it's gonna be okay. Something better's coming. Something coming. And look at us now. Something eventually came for all of us. But in that time, like Shane said, man, there was some times where you sit there like, damn, I really don't feel like a man. I don't feel like a man because this is not me. For so long, I've always been a man or the man, like, I'm Tyre, I'm Glasper, I'm 94,
Hey, running through people.
yeah,
Hey.
you go from that to you go, like Shane said, you go to that, and then you might go to the LA Fitness and they see I might have a Rattler shirt on, and they're like, "Oh, you play?" Yeah, I used to play. Then and it's like I said, it's a little difference when, "Oh, you used to play," and then, "Oh yeah, I had a cousin that," then you get in the small talk, and he's like, "Man, I remember them days when I was playing," and So yeah, it definitely was it was a tough transition. It was tough. It was hard. We all I know I had, like Shane said, I had my days as well, where days were dark. And like I said, all you can do is fall back on your partner. I fall back on my partner. I fall back on my faithful God and stay prayed up. Like I said, then talking with Mike, me and Mike every day because and we was going through the same stuff.
Yeah.
So like I said, like he was there. He came down. Then like I said, then I eventually got into the academy and I became a firefighter. And like I said, Mike came down. Mike and his family came down for my graduation. We had a ball, and I remember that. I remember that conversation we had. We were sitting in my living room. He was just like, man, like I said, I think that was his last year. He was still playing ball. He was just like, man, I just got to figure out what I'm gonna do afterwards. And I told him, I said, bro, it's gonna come to you. It's gonna come to you, and it did. But yeah, most definitely, it was definitely tough making that transition and having those days, man. But and like I said, I'm glad I always got y'all boys to fall back on. 100%.
Man, that's powerful though, bro. Like to be able to just have people, brothers, to be able to not just talk to, but that either you can look at them and say, okay, they made the transition. So if they made it, then I know I can make it, give them that encouragement, man. And I know even like that was dope. What Shane did, just checking on everybody's mental health when he sent that through the chat, man, because it's real, life is real, man. And so man, definitely thankful and appreciative for all y'all boys, man, for real, man. And I don't know if any one of y'all, aka Mike, y'all want to share on this last. I want to respect your time, try to get y'all out here by 9:30. I got like one more question, bro. But yeah, man, if y'all want to add on that, man, anybody want to add on that?
No, I'm good, man.
I'm just taking notes from my taking notes from my partners, man.
Hey, it was.
Yeah,
I mean, I heard. Like I said, I was never been a breadwinner, and it didn't bother me not too much. It kind of much basically what changed it. You just kind of pour back and just make sure that you doing your part at some point. What I found out, as long as I'm doing something I love, and I don't really care about the money, to be honest. As long as the bill paid and we can do stuff as a family, that's where I'm at in life. You know what I'm saying? That anything else is going to come. Like it's everything was laid out for us. When we were playing, food, travel. You know what I mean? Like we were doing everything for free. Like that's when life hit us. When life hit us, like, oh man, I got to pay for this. I got to pay for this. I used to get this for free. You know what I'm saying? Like that's I think that was the biggest transition for me, like as far as like paying for stuff and all that stuff. But my wife, she's an MP now, a nurse practitioner. I think that was my biggest thing, like getting her through school, because that's what she really wanted to do. And I always picked up, like I remember one year when I played for Orlando, man, I had 3 jobs when I played for Orlando. I was playing, football was one, and then I would go work for Nike. And then I had another job, but she was going through her MP process. So we needed, some more money. And that was the time, I wasn't on the Arizona Rattlers payroll. So, I had to go find my other money. So, you know what I mean? But it was one of those things. It's like, all right, well, we always going to look out for each other. You know what I mean? I thank God for having her in my life, because we always had our backs, or each other's backs. I mean, I think we all can attest to our wives and on that point, because our journeys, you got to be a strong woman to go through our journey. You know what I mean? And just because it's all a lot of ups and downs and a lot of moving, so that didn't, the breadwinner thing. It goes through it went through my mind, but at the same time, as long as we living good, we good, man. You know what I mean? As long as you just don't throw it in my face, I'm cool.
Hey, big facts, man. I think just like you said, bro, like y'all boy hit it on the head, man. What I had to that's the fan coming through. My bad, y'all boy, fan coming through. But nah, man, just understanding how important it is and knowing that it's so many different ways we could help our wives, significant others. I know my dog AK, you up there talking about just listening, bro. But just understand that. That's what I want, like young men, young adult men that might be single or dating. Just like it's more than just money. Like we see it all the time, man. Yeah, money could get you, get you this, but at the end of the day, like that money ain't gonna, deal with their emotions. Their money ain't gonna it's not a listening ear. It's not gonna help them or make them not feel like everything is on their shoulders. So when y'all talk about finding different ways, making sure their lunch was packed, making sure the kids were tired out, man. So definitely, man, I hope I think people listening to this or that would listen to this definitely could pull from those tips. And like Tyre said, when you go from one extreme of, hey, man, I'm playing on TV, I'm balling out, I'm winning awards, championships, to the low. I remember I came back. I think after I won the Arena Defensive Back of the Year, dog, I came back and I went back to my part-time job. So they ain't really have room for me. So I'm like the trash man, bro. Like I was the guy responsible for getting the trash during snack lunch. And so every day, bro, I'm getting the trash. I heard a little kid say, oh, that's, is he the trash man? And I'm like, bro, I didn't just got done playing on ESPN2, winning the Arena Defensive Back of the Year. How I'm a, but it was so humbling to know I just was at these height of heights on TV to now I'm like looked at by these kids like, oh, you just, and trash man make good money. But the point of what I'm saying is I went from here to now I'm at a job where little kids are like looking down on me. So I think that transition, going through that, man, mentally, it's so hard. And I heard the new edition. I watched the New Edition movie, and the dude said this. He was like, I would never get, he said, ever since I retired from singing, I've been looking for that same type of high that I got when I was on stage. And I think we all can attest that it ain't no high that you can get like you got running out on that field, scoring that touchdown, hearing them names, people calling you, playing on TV. After the game, you run into your phone, seeing how many text messages you got. You know what I'm saying? Okay, boy, I see you ball like all of that, bro. It's no feeling that can equate to that, to a certain extent. But we have to make that transition and find some that we gifted in, we passionate about, and we got purpose, man. And I kind of just want to end, man, with y'all boys just like giving y'all key, man, to being good fathers. I told Brittany this the other day on Father's Day. I said, man, I got no friends that's a deadbeat. Like I said, I ain't got no friend. Ain't no friend of mine that's a deadbeat. Everybody in their kids' lives. You know what I'm saying? So, like, what do y'all believe, man? I'm gonna start with AK, my dog being the father the longest. My boy, got almost an adult, man, high school senior coming up, man. So just like, what's your key, man, to being a great father, AK, man?
Man, I just love to see my daughter grow, man. Like she's working now. She want to go to college, and I'm just blessed, man. Like you said, coming from playing ball, I was away from my daughter for a while, but getting back to her, getting back around her, watching her grow, watching her call me when she need me, being there for her, being there for her, man. It's no feeling in the world, man, than being there for your seed, man. And I'm gonna be there for her. Whenever she call me, whenever she need me, I'm gonna be there, no matter what the situation is. That's my baby, man. She just got her first car, man. I'll be stressed out. I'll be tracking her, seeing where she at, man. But it's a blessing, man. I can't, I wouldn't have no other way, man. I can't complain, man. No, God has been good to me.
Man, definitely, man. I think when we first met, bro, she was like, middle school, I believe, probably like middle school, man. So time flying, man, and definitely, glad to hear her continue to excel in her academic career and even pursuits after, man, once she gets done with this year, man. So definitely salute, man. I seen you be a great father firsthand, man. So keep up the great work with that, man. Man, who want to go next, man? Just giving y'all a tip on just fatherhood, man.
I go, man. Who wouldn't want to be around their kids, man? This thing is exciting. Like I just spent a whole weekend watching my kid ball out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
about to be able to dunk. Don't forget that.
He about to, man. Listen, but like it's not even about the sports phase of it. It's about the whole growth of it, of academically. You know, my middle child, he was struggling this year, and in the beginning of the year, and then they were trying to like put him in a different class, and they was like, "Nah, man, you know, just give him time." So watch him go from them about to put him in a whole different class to excelling out the class, like just to a whole nother aspect of what they thought he was gonna do.
Yeah.
That's right there. That's like, who wouldn't want to be around that? You know what I mean? I don't understand fathers that are not in people's lives. Like, it's just exciting. I mean, and, you know, it is tiresome. There's times where, you know, I'm like, I mean, y'all need to go. Y'all need to go to y'all grandparents. Y'all need to go to daycare. Like summertime, I know a lot of people keep their kids at home. I mean, my kids go to summer school. They go to daycare. They ain't at home. Like you ain't about to eat up all my snacks. You know, we need that time away. But I love every minute of walking in that door, seeing them come and running to your legs, screaming your name and all that stuff, man. It's amazing just to, like you said, like AK said, just to see them grow and watch their personalities change as they get older. But you know, and the biggest thing I thought it was pretty cool that my boys actually see me play. My middle one didn't really. I think he seen me like when he was 1, so he probably don't remember. But you know, they actually see me play, and I think that was a big thing that I had in my mind. And like, I want them to see that I played at that. I'm not asking them to play football. Anybody know me? I'd rather my kids pick up a baseball bat and quickness. Like, you know, that's where my first love was. But just the growth and the love that you get from kids it's crazy, man. Like there's no other love that you ever gonna get from a kid, and you know, who wouldn't want to be around that? You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the biggest driven moment for a lot of Black fathers around here, is just that love that you get from that unconditional love. They don't care what you're going through. They still gonna come in, hug you, kiss you, you know, sit on your back and annoy you. They don't care what your day went. Like all that go out the door when you walk in the door. Like, I don't care what you went through, Daddy. You home now. This is my time. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna cheer you up. You know what I mean? So I think that's what keeps me going, and it keeps a lot of Black fathers around. Like, you know, the kids really do that. Like, man, I ain't going nowhere. It is, you know, it is what it is. But I if anybody is thinking about, I got moving here, my bad, y'all.
You good?
I was sitting still so long. But like I said, man, it's that love, that unconditional love, that's what keeps me going with my kids, man. I don't want no more, but they got me. My 3 got me now.
Hold on, wait. So when I hear a man say they don't want no more, that mean they ain't gonna get the snippy snip, my brother.
Hey, that I mean, I tried to, but she did it before me. So
okay.
I'm just
Okay.
like, hey, somebody got snipped out this thing.
Hey, how you was saying it, you know what I'm saying, was like, you know, I mean, I don't really want no kid, but you know, I ain't really trying to stop it. That's how you.
No. Oh, it stopped.
Oh,
it is
okay.
done. It is done.
Yeah.
Listen. I love the 3 I got, and that's all I want, man. Like, you know, I think me having 2 boys and a girl, I think that is complete. I mean, you can't ask for nothing better than that. You know what I mean? I got my little princess, and she gonna ride with me. She gonna be the better athlete out of all of them anyway. So
yes, they do.
Yeah, man. But most definitely, like, just picking you back off what Mike said. Like y'all saying, like, Chris came in here and he wouldn't leave. He on my show. I know when he's tired, he'll come here. He'll lay on me, and I ask him, like, "You tired?" "Yeah, I'm tired." And I just, you know, put him right to sleep and go lay him down in his room. And like no matter what you're going through, coming home from, you can have a hard day at work, it could be the worst day of your life. You come home and them kids run to you, or they come jump on you, or they want to show you this new trick they done seen, or this new, it's different. It hit different, man. Like Mike said, I don't understand how a man doesn't want to be in their kids' lives, man. Just like being a father. And I know like a lot of it is because of the father that I have. Like, the stuff that he instilled in me that I try to instill in my kids, and even do a better job. But like you said, man, I love my kids. I love my boys. I'm behind them in everything they do. And they my greatest blessing, my greatest joy, my greatest gift. And it's that gift that keep on giving, man. Like I said, and I do anything for them boys, and they sometimes, like they said, man, you don't know what they say. Like sometimes the things the kid don't even know that they're helping you out. You supposed to be pouring into the kid and giving the kid something. The kid don't even know that, your child don't even know that they're helping you out. They're helping you push through. Like they just like, hey, I'm just happy to be around dad. I want to hang around dad. And they to that age where wherever I go, they want to go. Oh, where you going, daddy? Like I'm going to the gym. Gavin want to go to the gym with me. I'm like, okay, let's do it. And just all that type of stuff. If we going in the backyard, if I'm taking the trash out, they throwing their Crocs on too. Shoot, they want to come help me. And that's the state we in, and I love it, man. And I love it. I'm truly blessed. I got two great boys. I was blessed. The Glasper name will live on.
Hey, try to get that one, ain't it? Hey,
I'll feel it, man. But I'm blessed. I am blessed.
nah, for real, man. Hey, like you said, I think it's so amazing when you start to see your kids want to do stuff like you. Like I said a couple of weeks ago, JK came. He was like, "Hey, Dad, hold on. So he said, like you got Tackle Thursday with JK, right?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "So really, like that's my show because my name JK." I said, "You're right," and that's why, like, even he was like, "Man, you got to start having me on the show." Even he was just sitting up, he's like, "Hey, can I come on the show now?" I'm like, "Bro, you come sit right here." So just wanting that, and I'm pretty sure y'all probably seen some stuff I posted, but just like not having relationship with my biological father, like Mike said, in the sense of like, how could a man not want to be around his kid? And it's like, I think I had that question all along, but when I became a father, I was like, dang, bro, how you wake up? Even right now, like, how do you go to sleep and wake up every day knowing you got a child in the world that you ain't even tend to? And I get it. As a man, I believe that our relationship with our kids have to be intentional, because like our, wise mother of our kids, they've been with them 9 months before they come out. You know what I'm saying? They got this already bond. We don't have that bond until they come out. So when they come out the womb, that's day one for us. That's like day whatever, like month 10 for them. So we got to be intentional. So I think as time goes by, as a man, if you're not in your kid's life, then you kind of really stop caring about them, really, because you wasn't intentional about that. And it's crazy, man. I went to the doctor to get my physical, and he was like, "Man, do you know if this running your family?" I couldn't even give him an answer, bro, because I don't have a relationship with my dad. I don't have no relationship with no Kellem man. So, man, to all the men out there, man, that's watching, listen to this, man. Listen to what these amazing men are saying about just the power of being in your kid's life and what that does, man. And so, my boy Bambino in that thing as well, man. So far as fatherhood go, man, what you feel like, man, key to just being a great father, man?
First thing, I'm never scared to let nobody know what I stand on. But one thing that I will echo for all of us, I can't stand no man that don't take care of his kid. Whatever, that's just some unforeseen situation to where you're not able to be there. Like, you need to be there. That's the sacrifice and part of being a man. And me growing up without my father as well, unfortunately, I think that's one thing that's helped me be a father. I was blessed to have an uncle who stepped in, my mother's brother, and I call him Pop to this day. He's helped me be the man that I am today. But yeah, I don't rock with nobody. If you on that, I give you one of them far daps. Even if I give you a dap, you stay over there, because I don't even want none of that to remotely fall on me. But I think the biggest thing that it hasn't been said, and it probably won't be said by many of us, because being in a man, and especially being an athlete, we always want to feel like we got it together, we got all the answers, right? But I think my superpower as a parent is that I told myself a long time ago, I'm okay with not knowing what to do. I'm okay with knowing that coming out the gate, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell them. I don't know exactly how to necessarily lead them to, be able to achieve whatever it is that I want to achieve. So I say that from the standpoint of like, even this panel, I've learned parenthood from y'all. I've learned parenthood from others. I ask questions. Hey, what age did you start talking about the birds and the bees? What are you telling your kid about racism? What are you doing? What would be the best, how are you looking at schools? How is your kid growing? I mean, in me and Benson have had countless conversations about every stage of Junior and Mykel. Like, I'm asking him, what you doing? Because we got to learn from each other. But I think us as men, and especially as Black men, like we, and this is not to give the guys that don't take care of their kids an excuse, but I think part of why they run is because they feel like they don't know what to do. And unfortunately, in some cases, just like you talked about, you don't know no Kellem man, you was never taught what to do. So therefore, that Kellem man is like, well, I don't know how to show up for my son. Now, it could be whatever reasons, it's just kind of an umbrella of things. And again, it's not to give them no excuse, but I think that's something that can probably be talked about. And like, again, I think that's my superpower is that I listen to everybody that kids, what you got going on? How'd you do this? And then I make it mine in my household because my kids are going to be different than yours. I'm different than y'all. We have the same amazing characteristics that are foundations that we stand on, but things are different here. I got a wife in Oregon and 2 boys in this kind of state. My stresses are different than being in Nashville, being in Texas, being in Charlotte, being in Florida. It's different up here. So how I'm raising my child is going to be a little bit different. Right. So just understanding that I don't have it figured out. To a certain point, we'll never have it figured out. All we can do is lead with love. All we can do is, like Tyre was speaking on, just pour into them, be there for them. That's one thing I will always make sure that I do, and my wife is on board, was like, you know what? When I think about like what she does, and what she does requires her to be on the road sometimes. So I have to have a profession where I'm present because I'm there with the boys a good amount of time. But it's like, I also don't want them to ever say that daddy wasn't present. That they're not going to remember what you bought them. They're not going to remember what you cooked them, what you this, that, and the other. They're going to remember, man, was you there? And when you sit back, yes, you was there in the stands. Yeah. Yes, you was there at that recital. Yes, you was there at that event. Like, and I say that also from a personal standpoint, mine can't say that. Yeah. And I wouldn't want nobody else ever to feel like that, let alone mine in my house. So I think that's kind of that would be what I'd say, is this understanding that you don't have it figured out. And that's okay, because even if we say it or we don't have it figured out. And then you go from there. Okay, I think that unlocks you to be able to receive information and kind of take off that pride of a man, take off that macho-ness as a man, and be like, you know what I need to do? How I need to do this. I don't know how to do this. I mean, I'm gonna be tapping in with y'all because I got one going into kindergarten. I don't know what this entails. Yeah. Yeah. And now it's a different, stricter schedule. And then also, the curveball is my 2-year-old. He the one that's causing all the, you know what I'm saying? He's the Tasmanian devil around there. So I'm gonna have to have a structure with my older one who's going into kindergarten at the same time, bringing up a 2-year-old. And he's sitting there watching everything that I'm doing with his older brother. So, those stresses of making sure that, the messages that I'm sending out, because I'm basically laying the path for my other one for when that comes, so he can fall in line. So I think that's like the biggest thing. And then I think that opens up to be able to seek help with something that we generally are raised in our DNA, don't ask for. But if you can sit there and tell yourself, hey, I got room to grow. I got a lot of room to grow. I think that will unlock every father, even the one that may feel like I want to run. and I don't want to be there for my kid. You know what? That might be the reason, one of the reasons why they did run, because they didn't have it figured out, or they felt they didn't have it figured out. So therefore, I'm just going to run and not deal with it. And y'all know, and even some of us who have experienced it know that is not the answer. Don't do that. Even if you don't get it figured out, even if you got barely 2 nickels to rub together, just be there. Yeah. And all that other stuff, I won't remember that you didn't get me them J's. I'll remember that you didn't get me them bronze, the bronze 20s, whatever y'all like. They won't remember that stuff, but they're gonna remember.
My famous words is "we'll see."
Yeah, hey,
we'll see.
Okay, I be here because I don't want to teach them a poverty mindset. You feel me? Yeah. So I don't want to teach them I can't afford it. I'm like, hey, we'll see. Hey, Daddy, can we get it? We'll see. We'll look into it. We'll look into it. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want you to go think like we ain't got it. We can't afford it. You know, growing up, hey, we can't afford that. You got McDonald's money. You got Target money. You know what I'm saying? You know, so we're just trying to teach them a different mindset, man. And man, like you said, bro, just learning from y'all, like, you know, seeing my little daughter grow up is just a whole different animal. Mindset is fast forwarding all the way till she married, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm thinking way down there. When she was born, I went from in the hospital all the way to high school. I'm like, Lord, who gonna try to talk to my daughter? Cause I'm in schools working with, you know what I'm saying, high school girls and things, and seeing how these dudes operating. And then, you know what I'm saying, I could ask AK, bro, like, what, you know what I'm saying, his daughter about to be grown. Then, like, Tyre hit up the group me. Tyre didn't play DB, but he know football. But he like, hey, what kind of drills can I do with my son? You know, so I just think, like, using each other, you know, and being humble enough to know I don't have the answer, man. And like y'all say, as parents, we don't have the answer, but having the courage to go find the answer. And if that's, you know, doing, you know, research on our own or just using the people around us, man. And so I allow my guests, man, since it's 1, 2, let me see, 4 y'all, bro. I'm not going to have y'all ask me 4 questions, but if anybody had a question for me, I know I've been peppering y'all with questions, but any question, feel free to ask. I'm going to answer that, man. I'm going to let y'all go, man. I know boy Tyre got to get up, go save the world, which I appreciate your dog. And I know my boy I might got to get up, get them kids right, you know, get the team right. And we all got lives to attend, man. So anybody want to ask me a question, y'all ain't got to, but if y'all did, I try to give my guests that opportunity, bro. But it could be about anything what we talk about, or, you know, it could be about your LeBron thing. You know, I heard you throw your little LeBron shot at number, dog.
I got a real quick question. It's kind of funny, and it kind of involves AK too.
Yeah.
Y'all boys remember how I was, right? What I just tell y'all, hold them boy, if y'all get to that receiver, hold that boy up. I'm coming.
Yeah.
You remember that? You remember what you told me that time? And man, that boy JK said, hey, look, man, you hitting us more than you hitting the receiver. I was like,
boy, y'all boys, dog. Y'all, well, I'm gonna let you question. So that's your question, like how I felt about that?
Yeah, man.
Hey. No, because this is the thing, dog. I had a teammate like that in college, bro. My boy KB, play safety. Like, I understand y'all, like, aggressiveness, bro. You know what I'm saying? Y'all trying to hit them, boy. Y'all want them to make them feel that pain. But my boy, y'all coming out there. I seen one time Dukes came back and just did this. Like, just did the whole little Superman, bro. I'm like, bro, you gonna land on us too. And y'all came one time and just came and hit all us. I'm like, Tyre, dog, come on, my boy. Like, y'all got to know who y'all hitting, man. But nah, man. I mean, at the end of the day, bro, hey, pressure picks, bro, cover sacks. Y'all boys made my life so much easier, man. Like, I love playing I love playing in New Orleans, bro. But when I got to Arizona, it was almost like playing in Alabama. When you play Alabama, you could just do your job. I ain't gotta look to, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have, okay, so in New Orleans, which I love, my boys, ain't nothing, but I had to cover for a long time in New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? We ain't have all arena across the board, from the top nose guard to the ends to the plug. We didn't have that. So playing with that, man, like, y'all boys getting that pressure. That boy was scared of y'all, bro. Like, hey, you and Taj coming down that middle, bro.
I wasn't scared. I wasn't scared.
Well, not Mike. Mike, I know Mike wasn't scared, bro. Not Mike. Mike. I looked at Mike as a teammate, but I know y'all did go to battle. You know what I'm saying? Y'all did go, you know, the battle, man. But nah, man, you know what I'm saying? It was funny games, man. But y'all boy love that hitting, bro. I don't mind tackling, but when it was hitting drills, I wasn't trying to slide to the front of the line, you feel me? I was just like, when my time come up, it'll be time. You know what I'm saying? I was one of those 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let me go to 6. You know what I'm saying? You counting in line. Hey, I was one of them, bro. I wasn't trying to go out there, you know, but no, it was all love though, bro, man, for real, man. But yeah, man, definitely that was fun, man. And anybody else had anything to say about a question or whatnot? Comment, time we played, nothing. If not, man, I'll let y'all boys roll
Man,
out.
Y'all good? Y'all the family good?
Yeah, we good, bro. I heard them running in here. Wifey good, man. Actually about to go to the Beyonce concert. Bro, if y'all would have seen how many outfit changes, my boy, like I'm thinking, you performing? Like, is you performing? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is it like? Is you performing or Beyonce? Which one? I'm trying to figure out I thought we were just going. You know what I'm saying? Bro, so many outfit changes, dog. She's still, you know, trying to, you know, it's almost game time now. Game time Saturday. She's still trying to get her outfit together. But hopefully we secure that in about 2 days, man. But fam, good. JK doing good, man. You know, playing sports, bro. You know, doing good in school, dog. My daughter doing her thing, you know, being more and more active, man. And you know, I see her little woman personality coming out. You know, I hit her mouth. You feel me? So it be having me, you know, a little sideways. She be rolling her eyes. I said, hold on, man, you can't be talking to me with your eyes in your head, cuz like, come on, man. But found good though, bro. Found good, man. We just taking one day at a time, dog. For real, man. AK, I know you said you were about to say something.
Yeah, hey JK, you still at a young age. Wait till she become a teenager.
Bruh, I already know, bruh. It's crazy, bruh. I mean, I don't know it firsthand, but just seeing her personality and then seeing, you know, with the young girls, man, that we work with at school, bruh, it's you know, man, I don't know, man. It's tough, dog. I think, man, because you thinking like, dang, bro, you ain't even gonna be my daughter. Like, you gonna be my daughter, but I ain't gonna be your apple of your eye no more. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be some man wanna, you know what I'm saying? You know, spit that game. And you know, like Jerome and Rome, my boy Bambino, you know, Jerome and Rome might come through sliding with the bell bottom trying to holler at her, you know. But hey, wait, that boy. Hey, hey, yeah, man. But yeah, bro. I you know, but it's a blessing, bro. All in.
Yeah, it is.
I love the dynamic, the two dynamics. Like my son, I love it, and I love my daughter as well, man. So, but yeah, man, all is well, bro. I just want to tell y'all, boy, thank y'all so much, man, for coming on. Y'all bless me. I know that whoever watched this, listen to this, man, gonna be blessed. Just the knowledge, the transparency, bro. I appreciate y'all sacrifices from being up, staying on this late. Tell y'all families, y'all kids, man, wives, man, your people, man, tell them, I thank y'all for letting me borrow y'all for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Hey, to everybody that's watching, man, y'all continue to wake up, striving to win on purpose, be intentional about winning, and y'all have a blessed day, man.